Hey guys, Mr. B here again, bringing another awesome math video. This video I'm going to be doing some conversion word problems where I have to go back and forth between imperial and metric units. So if we look at this question, I have Alexis, who is 6'5" tall, and Ted, who is 220 centimeters tall. So who is taller? And in Canada, this is a lot of times when we go to get our driver's license or something like that renewed or whatever, we get our permit for the first time, they'd want your height in centimeters, and a lot of us don't know what that is. So we would tell them this, but we wouldn't be able to tell them this. So what I'm going to do to be able to solve a word problem like this, I need to get it in the same unit. So I want to have so I compare the same unit. So I have a choice. I can change this to feet, or I can change this to centimeters. So I think what I'm going to do, just for the sake of this video, is I'm going to take this 6'5" and change it to centimeters. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this 6 feet into inches. So I need to use the conversion, that fact that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So I want to change 6 feet into inches. So the thing that I usually do for that is proportion. So I say x inches over the 6 feet that I already have, and then I'll use my conversion factor, so 12 inches over 1 foot. And you're probably asking yourself, why didn't we just multiply to begin with? And that's a good point, and you can absolutely just do that, in my opinion. But sometimes your teacher might like you to have a proportion or something like that. So that's 72 inches. Now we already has another 5 inches here, so we'll just add it on. So Alexis is 72 plus 5, so 77 inches tall. So now once I have that, it's a little bit easier to deal with than that 6'5". So what we can do is either change the 77 inches now to centimeters, or we can change the 220 centimeters to inches. So it doesn't really matter. Really, it's no different of a calculation. We'll use this. That 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So I'm going to change this to centimeters. So that's just keep going with that number. So I'll write x centimeters all over 77 inches, and then all I have to do, guys, is match up my units. So I have 2.54 over 1 inch. So then I just cross multiply. So x is equal to 77 times 2.54. So 77 times 2.54, and that is 195.6 centimeters. So Ted is taller. So Ted's 220, so he is very tall. And Alexis, who's only a short 6'5", is not as tall. All right, so there it is. Let's do another example of a conversion word problem. So this is a common type of question where you have some speed things going on here. And it says Rex is driving 70 kilometers per hour. This should be in a 60 mile per hour speed zone. So he's going 70 kilometers per hour in a 60 mile per hour speed zone. And the question is he speeding? So again, we have a choice. Do we change the 70 kilometers per hour to miles, or the 60 miles per hour to kilometers? So it doesn't really matter. We just need to know the fact that 1 mile is equal to 1.6, or about 1.6 kilometers. So I'm going to take this 70 kilometers per hour and change it to miles. So again, no reason why, so I'll write a conversion for it. So x miles over 70 kilometers per hour, or 70 kilometers per hour, is equal to, actually, yeah, that's fine. And that's going to be 1 mile over 1.6 kilometers. So then we'll just do a little math here. So we'll have x is equal to, and we'll cross multiply this. So we have 70 over 1.6. So we'll do the math on that. 70 divided by 1.6. And we get 43.75 miles per hour. And there it is. So Rex is not speeding. So we always got to make sure that we do a nice concluding statement at the end of these word problems. And depending on your teacher, you might have to add a bit more detail. But the idea behind these word problems, guys, is get the units in the same units. That way you can compare the numbers. Okay, so he's not speeding, he's going less than 60 miles an hour. All right. The CN Tower so this is another example. We're just comparing two heights. The CN Tower, which I love, I've been there, and the Empire State Building, which I walked outside of, but I have not been actually in it. So the CN Tower is 553.3 meters tall. The Empire State Building is 1,250 feet tall. How much taller is the CN Tower? So we need to know CN Tower is taller. We need to know by how much. So again, we need a unit to be the same. So again, we need to look at some type of conversion between meters and feet. So I'll use this one. 1 foot is about 0.3 meters. And again, depending on what your conversion you want to use, there's a bunch of different ones you could use for this one, but this one works. So what we're going to do is I'm going to change this feet into meters. So I'm going to change the feet into meters. So I'm going to take the 1,250 feet and change it to meters. So I have x meters over 1,250 feet, and that's going to be equal to 0.3 meters over 1 foot. So again, we match the units top, bottom, same units. We use our conversion factor for the right proportion, what we want over what we're given. Now I just cross multiply. So x is equal to 0.3 times 1,250 feet. And that gives us 0.3 times 1,250. 375 meters. So now we just need to tell how much more, so we'll just do a little bit of subtraction. So 553.3 subtract 375. 553.3 minus 375, 178.3 meters. So the CN Tower is 178.3 meters taller than the Empire State Building. Alright guys, so that's another couple of examples there of conversion word questions. So I hope this helped you on your journey to be able to solve this stuff and figure this out in your head. Just remember when you're doing a question like these, is that don't get overwhelmed by the fact that you got different units. Just pick what you're going to and then convert. Use your conversion factor, use your proportion, and it shouldn't be much of an issue. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in class.